If you're constantly overwhelmed by arthritis pain and you're wondering what the best proteolytic enzymes for arthritis are, then this is the right video for you. Hi, welcome in. This is Michael with Remove Back Pain. I'm a back pain expert, and like yourself, I've struggled with a lot of pain, acute, subacute, chronic, sciatic, and I know how debilitating and life-interrupting that is. It really sucks. It really holds us back from doing what we want to do in our day-to-day, something simple as just standing up and even with the right posture, as well as walking in the right elements to be able to exercise, to be able to hang out with family, to do the things we want to do necessarily day to day, where we don't have to wake up every morning feeling frustrated and already overwhelmed on a mental, emotional, spiritual level. And then the physical part. And so I'm going to go through this blog post that I put together for you some time ago that I keep up to date as well. And I'm going to be showing you what I recommend to be the best way to get these proteolytic enzymes. And I'm going to leave more information for you down below in the description you can check out. I'll leave this article very likely and other information and resources. I'll also leave my free blueprint guide here that many people have already downloaded and used effectively. This is the 5 proven steps to quickly getting rid of your aching and downright life-interrupting back pain on a daily basis without a struggle. There's some information there. You can get started and put a little bit of information. Very safe and secure. You'll get this in your email, and then you can go through and have a daily action plan and do the things you need to do day to day. So arthritis, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, a lot of other things, lower back pain in general, herniated disc, bulging disc, a lot of that will help this. So let's cover one thing. What are proteolytic enzymes? So simply put, these are a special enzyme your body produces, not always gets enough. As we age, we don't get necessarily as much as we need, and that causes a lot more inflammation to linger around, and your wounds that are affected take longer to heal and the scar tissue. And so you want to take care of that as quickly as possible. So biochemicals with enzymes really just speed up the chemical reaction. They are catalysts to do that, and they work in different parts of the body, the circulatory system, and others. And so just understanding that what enzymes you're taking is also very important. But they break down proteins into smaller parts that eventually turn into amino acids. That's another way to put it. And then they are known as other names too, protease. There's a few other ones that I'll be covering soon, but I'm not going to go for word here. I'm going to try to get you out of here as soon as possible. I know your energy and time is important, as I value that tremendously. I'm a very loyal person. I value integrity. I'm very honest, humble, community driven, fitness driven, and I just want to make sure you are in the best of health and relationships. I want you to be taken care of like I was taken care of, and I was exposed to this information. I wish I would have had it sooner instead of just taking harmful chemicals and drugs, because that what it does, it stops these proteolytic enzymes from helping, and it stops from pushing the fibrin to the scene. And in case you don't know what fibrin is, it's this mesh-like substance you see here on the right side of your screen. And it's all of these white spider-like webs where it forms at the scene of your wound where the inflammation is, and it's the first respondent. But when you have too much of this, that can cause excessive scarring in tissue, and it really affects your muscles, your joints, your nerves. You don't have enough blood flow circulating. So a lot of the proteolytic enzymes in this whole fibrin setup is critical for trapping platelets and red blood cells needed to form blood clots. And if you're just consuming like foods that you see that have proteolytic enzymes, you don't necessarily get enough, or when you do, it's not going to be pushed through like you would if you were to get a supplement. So things like kiwi, ginger, yogurt, and other forms of foods that have these proteolytic enzymes, and then you're looking at papain, pineapple, bromelain, and things like that, you necessarily don't get as much. Think about it as turmeric and curcumin and what drives that to push through and help with inflammation and ease the pain, arnica or arnica, and other things too. So here I just go through a few pointers. What are proteolytic enzymes? We cover that in a nutshell. Where can you find them? You find them in foods. You find them in pineapple, where it's driven and it's a derivative of that, part of an ingredient you could find in that. Why are they important? That's the number one thing, is like, why are they important to you? It's important, one thing, but two, why is it important to you? What are you going through right now currently, what is the major problem in your roadblock in your health condition or conditions, and you're like, I've had enough of this, or you're just in the beginning stages, it's lower subacute pain or middle thoracic or up at the top or wherever you're at, and you're wondering, how can I get this taken care of? How can I alleviate my arthritis pain? And so I'm going to be going through some of that right now with types of supplements that I would recommend doing that. And here I just cover a little bit about the names like protease, peptidases, proteinases, and therefore. So here there's a little bit more. And here are the subregions that you can count on to aid in cell division, blood clotting, protein recycling. I'm used to now saying the word proteolytic. I said it so many times before this video too. And helping people. Immune function. The amazing thing about proteolytic enzymes is its diversity to help not just the human organism, but its main root. And what I mean by that is derived by the plant. And so organically and natural ingredients are what you want to go for, and treating the actual diagnosis, which is the root of the cause, and not just masking the symptoms with harmful chemicals that stop the production and stop the pushing of these proteolytic enzymes. And that's why pain lasts for much longer, and it can cause a lot of issues with blood clots and many other conditions that you have to be cautious of if not already there, and you're looking for ways of reversing that and or easing it. So plants need proteolytic enzymes like humans to need TV or food. Maybe not the TV. We just want the entertainment of it. It's not like a need, it's a want a lot of the time, but it's essential to a plant's growth and overall protection amongst pesticides, and its mechanisms for self-defense are second to none. So the two types and derived from, and what we said a little bit earlier, or what I had said, is the animal and then the plant derived enzymes. And then there are two ways to classify proteolytic enzymes that help with arthritis and in general form inflammation. And I made a blog post as well for general information, best proteolytic enzymes for inflammation. And that can also be synonymous with the one right here, but also including rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, also osteoarthritis, muscle, joint pain, sciatic nerve pain, promotes weight loss and anti-inflammatory properties. And I actually have a bottle of one of my recommended, as I bring it up underneath my table, that is right here, that I'll be going into momentarily. And then inflammation, another form that proteolytic enzymes come in is just to block standard acute and chronic inflammation without having to specialize in conditions like arthritis and the rest of the conditions just up above, sometimes sports related, but a lot of this can factor into that too. Both are the anti-inflammatory centered type, but you should know that there is a difference between the two of them and in general. And here's a little bit more. I made a video on proteolytic enzymes for a herniated disc that I'll try to link you to down below in the description, and I might put the blog post version of that as well. Here's a table that outlines the effectiveness of this miracle enzyme, as a lot of people call it. It's got like these super healing powers, which I really do think it does have. I've used it for some time. I've gone through many bottles. I find myself not having to use as much as I used to with supplements because there's a curbing off if you get to that, where you use it very little in a day or to none, or you can go every other day or for weeks, eventually not having to use it as much depending on the pain level, depending on the conditions. But clinical results from this miracle enzyme cases, and then you see the effectiveness, anything from the 70s up to the 90% range, ENT infection and inflammation at 97.3% with 140 cases. And where can you find them? And like I had said before, where it's derived from or where its origins are, where you can find a lot of it from. But a lot of people like to attribute this to digestive enzymes and them being in our digestive tract, which not to say they won't be and aren't, but they have to push through the bloodstream to really be as effective and help with the blood clotting, help with the other issues with arthritis and other things that come out about it. But just go into a little bit more information here where they resonate in your body. You will see them in pineapples and papaya. The papaya contains enough enzymes to heal damaged tissue and maintain proper healthy digestion. But if you're thinking you're going to get them from taking a bite or consuming one, just that way you'll find that you will still have arthritis pain for the majority. It's not as effective. It's not going to streamline. It's going to push through and really open that up in the vessels and all of this. There is nearly not enough milligrams in papaya, and might I add, driving potential to give you the relief that you need. That'll be covered in a few minutes, but let me tell you what's happening at a tiny, tiny level. And papayas have an ingredient and compound known as papain. You can likely find papain in leaves, roots, and the fruit of the papain plants. For thousands of years, papain has been used, if you don't believe this or you do, as a meat tenderizer because it's so good at breaking down protein. And many, many years ago when I found that, I was like, really? And then pineapples, you see that here. I went a little bit. Should you supplement and where you can find them in gels, capsules, powders, chewables, and tablets. So a little bit of everything. What do they heal? As I said somewhat earlier, but rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, muscle pain, herniated disc, sciatica, bulging disc, fingers, knuckles, feet. And then I have a related post here on the 10 plus best natural treatments for your herniated bulging disc that you will see sporadically around the article. You can access more a blog post and more information. Ingredients to look out for. You see things that it normally comes with: protease, bromelain, boswellia extract, ginger root extract, yucca root, turmeric, root in devil's claw, papain, as I said earlier too, and more or less. So others don't have as much proteolytic enzymes, so you have to really understand the labels and the supplement facts to this. But not everybody gets everything from one bottle. It depends on what you're going through. So you have to understand that some supply with more than enough of these special enzymes for your spine and non-related spine too. And I go into like supplement facts here and what you would see commonly on these, and the daily value there saying not established. So I go into a little bit more here, and then I cover here on one that I recommend that I have right here on my screen. And I made a review post about this and a video as well. So I'll link you to those down below. And many people have looked at that and have actually taken action. If there is no action in a lot of this and you're just consuming information, you have to be careful because that's already pain in itself. And if you want to act on something quicker rather than later, it's better to take that action. That's also an educated action. Of course, you don't want to just, hey, I'm going to go purchase this product, but make sure you're well aware of the conditions that need to be met and if this is the best one for you. But this is obviously one that I've been using for many years. I've used many other ones as well. And so I understand the differences and what they can do and to what effect and how much they actually circulate and what they're able to do to help reverse the effects of other things. Even help with more healthier skin. You're going to notice differences like that in your appeal. And when others see you, they're like, oh, you're getting younger? No, just be my age. I'm just not getting as much scars, or I'm not getting as much excessive fibrin, and I'm not on those other harmful chemicals that a lot of big pharma doesn't want you knowing about, or either they don't know themselves. And so it's hard. And a lot of doctors don't always know exactly how this works and that there is natural ingredients, and those are a lot of the times more helpful than what others would prescribe. But you have to consult with your doctor, I recommend, especially if you are on prescription for blood thinners. I'm not going to start naming them all, but I think or if you are on them or not, there are many out there. And so surgery, also, if you're going through surgery in less than 2 weeks or just got off of surgery, that's something else you have to be cautious of. Other things too, like known ulcers or things in the digestive tract that are giving you issues, a lot of bloat, a lot of pancreatic pain, a lot of abdominal pain, like that's something else to look into as well. I'm not saying that it will affect that entirely or will, but if you're already on these and you're taking other medication for it, that's something else to consult with. If you're pregnant or for other reasons, a newborn, things like that. Currently taking antibiotics is another form. You're getting an allergic reaction to pineapples or papayas, the papain, things like that. Uh, that's something to be cautious of. So here, as I mentioned, and what I showed you here is my number one recommendation, and it is Heal and Soothe. And I created an individual video on this that I'll link you to again down below that I created some time ago. And it's a very nutritious and pain-fighting joint pain supplement that will honestly work the best for arthritis. It's extremely helpful for anyone with arthritis due to back pain and other alignments, not only restricted to just, hey, if I didn't have back pain, I can't. No, it's not really it. I do have family members and a couple friends who do use it for that specific reason, and they were, I should say, shocked. And those who continue to use and those who take it as a new supplement, it is very helpful. And they get that shock factor. I really do see that because a lot of people have their guard up about it. Like, really? Like, how could that help over something else that I'm already doing? Or maybe I haven't heard of it. So how much reassurance do I actually need? I need more of that. But yeah, a lot of people find help in it and what it does with bromelain and papain and the other ingredients. So it's very helpful. And they carry the two different proteolytic enzymes as we mentioned above, bromelain, and then you have papain included. And I go over here a little bit more. Two proteolytic enzymes. That great thing about Heal and Soothe is that it doesn't come only with one, but two proteolytic enzymes. Bromelain will act to improve your digestive system and promote the damage of your tissue being left over in your joints and body. And that again can be due to excessive fibrin. It's good to have fibrin, but too much of it is not. You want to be able to streamline and push through your enzymes much faster to heal your inflammation, but you don't want to have too much fibrin, which a lot of people have excessive amounts of. And that just happens as you age. You can't produce enough of these enzymes that you need. And as you continue to leave it unattended, more corrodes, more adds on, and that can create a lot more issues. So the bromelain will act as that, and for the leftover in your joints and body, the papain will also promote a healthy digestive tract. But what it specializes well in is healing your damaged tissue. So that's what comes in right away. That comes within 2 to 3 days as more of a second unit. Think about it like, well, you can think about it in a day. But let's say you have the police officers who show up to the scene, then you have the firefighters, and then you have part of the ambulance coming through. So it's like all happening normally in a day with that. But think about this over the course of 2 to 3 days or so. And you don't want to prolong a lot of this going on, but it's going to help with that. It's going to help with that damaged tissue. Excuse me. You won't have to worry about being able to walk gingerly because of it. A lot of the times it improves mobility, flexibility, functionality, and range of mobility is very important. Doing it for a good amount of time. So if you're used to walking and you're like, I don't know if I can go beyond 20 minutes, like it's going to help a lot of the times, depending on the conditions, depending on a lot of factors too, with disclaimers being that depends on the individual and how they use it, how much they use it to find the right effects. It's for the right individual. Turmeric, one of the biggest anti-inflammatory or inflammation and most trusted ingredients is that. And what turmeric does so well in Heal and Soothe is slow down inflammation from building at a faster rate, and it will help diminish the pain in the body. Not to mention that it can curb your cravings, which is helpful, which will allow you to move around more freely without having to worry about pain or inflammation. So a lot of binge eaters, I know that happens to me sometimes still when we're watching our favorite Netflix series or we're just doing something else. And so it helps with that. And you can get back on track or get on the track of maybe taking a good fruit drink or something like that. And being cautious of nightshade vegetables too. You have to make sure you take the right type of vegetables. And that's why I have here on the side 5 worst foods to eat if you have arthritis. And I'll try to leave this again down below so you can get access to this if you'd like to check that out. And the only proteolytic enzyme of its kind, there's not a formula that stacks up to Heal and Soothe that I think, and I've used many, not any that I've tried at least. The difference with Heal and Soothe is that you are not only getting proteolytic enzymes, but you are getting other natural herbs like rutin as a natural antioxidant. Yucca root, helping reduce your inflammation toxins. Ginger root extract, very well known for treating irritated joints and sending fewer joint pain, fewer pain signals to your brain. No use of NSAIDs, as I mentioned there, aside from relieving arthritis pain and every other benefit. My favorite has to be the removal of that in the day-to-day life and taken as a replacement, which is Heal and Soothe, because it's more nutritious and you don't have to worry about adding any chemical toxins or more because of this. And I created more content there, as you can see. You can learn more. I have an individual article on Heal and Soothe too. You can get access from this post, so you can learn more about it. You see here and up here as well. This here. And then also what you saw there is a source and a recommendation of where to get and pick up Heal and Soothe. If you're asking where can I get it from, sure, it's on Amazon, but there are other places too with perhaps getting a free bottle and what I would recommend and where I went through. And then if you needed to get more on rotation, you can check that out as well. But make sure you go through that resource to learn more information about it. And there's an individual page that I created as well on a review with Heal and Soothe that I'll try to link you to down below. And there's more information there and where I would recommend to get started. There's also Pro1 Zyme by Best Proteolytic System Enzyme Supplement with, I can't always say this word, but I do say it, nattokinase plus probiotics for enzyme function throughout the body with 90 capsules. That's always that one word, even when I have it right at times, sometimes when I will say it and sometimes it happens. And so there's a little bit more information there, very uniquely formulated bottle that contains 6 of the best quality proteolytic and probiotic enzymes in one vegan capsule, which means you'll get a blast of nutrition to help you stay on top of your daily responsibilities and tasks. And there's more information here. I'm just going to quickly go through it because of time, but you see here the capsule is easy and very reliable to take and use, as what you're going to commonly see with a lot of these. And just some final thoughts and just some extra posts like 10 foods that will stop your inflammation, 5+ best herbal remedies for herniated disc pain. You can pick up the free guide there again, learn more about myself. And then I'll also have the other article as well as you see here, and what I would recommend for general inflammation and things like that. You see there with doctor's best proteolytic enzymes gluten-free, but that might not be the one that I recommend most for arthritis. There's Pro1 enzymes there, and with Heal and Soothe as well being that, but I left that for the arthritis section. And that may be updated over time on the other one too. But here you get that information as you see, and everything is listed. You can view the individual review. I'll try to link it to you down below, as well as the video review, and pick up some extra ones because there's super joint foods. There's other ones that really help after you use something like a Heal and Soothe. And I've used other ones. I just don't have them here on me right now. They're in a cabinet. They're also in other drawers, so I can't get to them right now that I'm in this video, that I'm on this video. But those are very helpful. And just to recap, it's hard when you're trying to get through day to day and you don't have enough of these proteolytic enzymes and then the fibrin not rushing to the scene. And then you have an excessive amount of substance with fibrin day to day. You get another wound too in the same area, let alone that's gonna push it even to a higher inflammation, chronic inflammation, if it hasn't been there already. And you don't want to continue to put yourself in that circumstance unless you are okay with that, unless it's not too big of an issue. But even if it isn't, I'd rather have one of these ready to go that I can use, supplement 2 to 3 to 4 times in a day, because that's how effective you need to use them a lot of the times to really get through and push through. And then your day to day shouldn't be so difficult, especially if you have a routine, if you have the habits for it. And if it's so much of a problem, I would not forget to use these as I did in the very, very, very beginning of it in those stages. And I continuously use it. I saw the effects in some time. It can happen within a week, and can happen within 3 to 4 weeks. A lot of the times for people, 3 to 4 plus weeks, or even less than like 2 weeks or so. But it's on a case by case basis. And I made an individual review on this one, just so you know, and I covered it even in more detail. But again, I'll link you to that article down below. Let's see if I can go through actually right here. Here it is. So I did leave the title as that because I want you to, I did another one with Heal and Soothe review, and is it a scam? It's not a scam, but I see a lot of people trying to figure out if it is or not. And I just want to make sure you know that it isn't. It's very helpful. And there's an overview. And if perhaps you feel like picking up a bottle through my said way that I recommend best to go through, there might be some bonuses that I attach that can also be helpful, extra resources you can pick up. And I'll link you to more information on what that would be. But you can see a lot of the different results of what people are already saying here, testimonials. You can see the individual review, how to clean up, close your lid completely, store away in your compartment. It's very simple to use. And you see there, I used to take 2 tablets at once in a day, and that used to improve to be enough, and then 3 to 4 at times. But you see here on how much you would want to use it for. For maximum effects, you should take at least 3 pills for the day, and that's worth noting if your pain is severe. You can take as little as 1 tablet per day. And ideally, you want to take your pill 30 minutes before your next meal or 60 minutes after for best results. Because even if you take it right after, what you have to be cautious of, it's going to push down those enzymes, so it's not going to be able to set free, and it's just going to be sitting and it's going to go away. And so it's really not going to be going anywhere besides your digestive tract. And you really want it to be pushed in other parts of your body to heal. So that's what I'm going to leave this at. Remember, I also have these resources as well as this free guide you can pick up down below. We went over kind of what fibrin would look like and what would it look like if you had an excessive amount, and what could that do for red blood cells and things you have to be cautious of with clots, with extra scar tissues, and not really cleaning up that debris or cleaning up the areas that it needs to as effectively and as quickly. And that's what you want, something to be taken care of quickly. And as we grow, we don't get as many of these as we should, and we use the wrong ones. So that'll be everything from me. If you got value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with others so you will find value from it. And if you have not subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'd be very grateful and thankful of this if you did. If not, it's okay. But please do so if you would like. And that way you don't miss any future content. You can click on the bell notification icon so you get a signal that there's a new video, or for other content you want to come see and check out, and to continue to come back and get more information on not only back pain resources, but other ways of consuming supplements for other reasons and for other things, ergonomic desk chairs, and many things that I've already released in the past. So that is everything for me. Look in the description to get started, and I'll talk to you next time.